Good morning. So we are here in Copenhagen, about to start our second day. So we're gonna head out to the train station and head to a castle. I was too short for the doors to open, so I stood there like, waiting.
It worked for me fine. So right now we're trying to go meet up with Elizabeth and David and everybody over there. So I'm not really totally sure where we're going. All right, so I did find out where we're headed. We're actually headed to the Kastellet, which is like a little palace here in Copenhagen. Should be pretty interesting if you're into that kind of thing. I definitely feel like it's a lot windier today. Would you agree, Kayla?
Yeah.
I feel like and the wind makes it significantly colder here. I feel like the wind yesterday was being blocked mostly by the buildings, but today it's not the same. It's definitely feeling like it's coming more directly, and it's definitely a lot colder.
It's a pretty like fortified palace.
Yeah.
Like it has like really high.
They love their moats here.
Notes.
I have found that to be true, that each of the places, even the place that we went yesterday, even that place had a giant moat around the outside, which I think that was the crown jewels. Moats around at least 3 sides. So.
Welcome to Kastellet?
Kastellet?
Kastellet.
Something like that.
At Kastellet. So this is a military base also. And there are some armed soldiers at the front.
I was gonna say that.
And they're definitely like to make eye contact. So their stares were like, "Do not take pictures of me." And I was like, "Okay." They didn't say that. That's what that's what I think their look said.
We did read the rules, and it did say that pedestrians were allowed to be here on the main street. We were allowed to walk around. So there is some rules for here. I think we might even put them in for the video. But yeah, there's some rules about how to behave here. One tiny little rule at the bottom said, "Do not touch the cannons," which I am sure those are the cannons we are not supposed to touch.
There are lots of cannons around, but you can see that the cannons are like the old defense system, right?
We did find out a little bit more information about this. This is an active Danish military base, which is really interesting. However, during the day, it is open to the public. But when the flag is taken down, which I think today is around 8 p.m., you have to be out of here. There's no public allowed. Only military personnel or government personnel are allowed in here after that time. So.
We're here by the harbor in Copenhagen. We're kind of where our ferry came in yesterday, and we're near the mermaid statue, which for some reason is like one of the most popular tourist attractions here. I'm not really sure why. I mean, it's a pretty statue. I'm just curious as to why that one attracts so much attention. But it's very cold today, very windy, so I think we're probably gonna have to try to find something warm, maybe a cup of coffee or something. But I think we're gonna head over towards the colored houses on the canal for some pictures and some video. And yeah, we'll see you there.
Hopefully those colored houses will get us a little bit more out of the wind, because standing here on the water, this wind is whipping. I know I've complained about wind a lot today, but it is very cold.
to you?
Let's try the tiger spice.
Tiger spice, good choice.
Yes.
Yes. One single or double scoop?
Just a single, I think.
Okay.
He said he could make it even hotter if you want it.
No, I've already burned my tongue.
I'm like, we're good. He's like, you want it hot? I'm like, no. I think we're good.
It's good.
Yeah.
I think the second shot would have made it a little spicy.
Oh yeah, it is. It's very good. I love those little cafe trucks. I think they're such an interesting thing. I feel like it's a great little gig. I feel like I want to get one now. All right, so this was the oldest cafe apparently in Denmark. I'll have to look up more information on it, but we were just walking down the street and we saw it, so we figured we would stop. So I went in and got a pastry. I don't know the exact name for it, but I can try to show it. But apparently it has cardamom in it, or maybe that's the name of it, but it is very good. I saw the people in front of me also got the same thing, so I figured it was a good choice. I'm really impressed with like the sheer amount of impressive buildings here. I just feel like every corner that we walk on, there's some building that is like architecturally impressive. And I'm sure if you're from Europe, you probably say like, oh yeah, it's super common for half of our buildings to be over 200 years old. But like basically in the United States, we only have very few buildings, and most of them are in Virginia or Washington, DC, are very old. You know, this is very impressive here to have buildings that are, you know, almost 200, 300, 400 years old, which is twice the age of our country. So it's cool to be able to see them.
Those are cookies.
Is that good?
They're the butter cookies.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good. Alright, so we just had a good lunch. I had some more smørbrød. Probably a mistake though, because it's a cold dish and it's definitely very cold outside, and now I'm even colder. So we're headed to a Christmas market. We're actually going to walk through 2 Christmas markets. One is a smaller one on the way to the bigger one. We came to the small one yesterday, but we're going to just walk through it relatively quickly. And yesterday I got grog, which is a traditional drink here. It has cranberries, berries. All of the pigeons just took off at the same time. The drink it's red wine with like spices and cranberries and nuts in it, and it's kind of like a snack and a drink all in one. It's pretty good. We're gonna walk through it, then we're gonna head to the train station and go to Tivoli Square, which is, if you don't know, it's the biggest park in Copenhagen, or the most famous park in Copenhagen, and they have a massive Christmas market there. So, ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
So the Polish sausage that I had yesterday was really good. They made their own bread and they came all the way from Poland. So that's one of the reasons I really like these Christmas markets, is the fact that you can actually go around and try a lot of foods from different countries, even if they're not from the country that Christmas market's in.
So my phone says that it's 33 degrees out, but the real feel is 23 degrees. But I don't know about that because Oslo was in the teens and Oslo felt warmer than this. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting weaker by the day, but
I definitely think it's the wind. I think the wind is really what's setting like both of us off. Like I felt like there wasn't that much wind in Oslo. It's not really true though.
there was wind.
I don't know. The wind here definitely feels significantly colder than the wind that we felt in Oslo. And I mean, I'm wearing base layers and everything, so I'm usually not a wimp when it comes to cold, but maybe just today is different.
Cold.
So it's definitely a lot colder today.
All right, let's head to some Christmas markets.
All right, so this is our first paid Christmas market. This is not something that we normally do. However, this place was highly recommended to us, so we decided to come over here and do the Tivoli Square.
Christmas market.
Yeah, Tivoli Square Christmas market.
It was quite expensive. It was like 310, was it Denmark?
Danish kroners, I think it's what.
Which is like $35 for both of us. So it's kind of a hefty entrance fee, but it's a pretty huge Christmas market from what I know, and they kind of go all out. I mean, there's rides and all that. It's good for kids. But yeah, we're gonna explore it, and it already smells really good. It smells like pine and like pastries, which
Yeah,
two of my favorite scents.
yeah, they definitely go all out here at this market. So this is definitely a little bit different. That's also going to mean that there's going to be a lot less people, but the prices are still going to be fairly expensive for this market. So if you're not prepared for that, well, we're going to go try some foods. So that is it.
Christmas trees smell so good. I'm just like inhaling. It's definitely quite quiet here right now. I don't know if it's because it's like daytime or because you have to pay to get in, but
Yeah,
it's
it is
pretty
like,
calm.
what is it, a Tuesday?
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So it is a Wednesday, which is probably why this is very quiet, because I bet most people are at work.
So this is Apple Vlog. Vlog is their traditional Christmas time drink. So this is the non-alcoholic version. I had the alcoholic version yesterday. This one's way better than the wine.
Yeah, I want to try it now.
Yeah,
That's very much more like a traditional style.
it's like a hot apple cider. Basically.
Yeah, it's very similar to. It's very good though. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
There's a peacock over there.
Just a random one.
He's a little shy though. He doesn't want to show his feathers.
Is that
This is like. Did you notice that this is like a vegetable garden?
Yes.
That's a really cool restaurant. They basically have their own built-in like vegetable garden right outside. It's patrolled by a peacock, so it's well protected.
It's a good thing we came early because this place is massive. And I was thinking we weren't going to get to see it for sunset, but sunset's in probably like an hour and a half, and I have a feeling we're probably still going to be here.
Yeah, like everywhere I'm walking here, I just keep saying like, wow, like it keeps getting better, and there's like more and more. It's a lot bigger than I expected. Even though we walked the whole length of the outside of it, it feels a lot bigger on the inside. Place is great. And they've got like almost everything that you could ask for here. Like, it's really incredible. They have like almost every little like shop. They even have bubble tea. There is also a lot of wildlife here.
Surprisingly.
Surprisingly, I don't know if that's like a planned thing. It's got to be, right? Because I saw some of them were tagged, but I think it's interesting. So I would probably say Tivoli Gardens is, I think that's what it actually is. It's Tivoli. Anyways, Tivoli is definitely more of a tourist place if you're kind of into that thing.
I wouldn't classify it as a Christmas market. I would classify it as a Christmas festival, which I think are very different things. Markets have a more homey town feel,
This is definitely a little bit more commercialized, and it's definitely a lot more related to like I would definitely say it's more of a theme park that has a Christmas theme to it. So if you're looking for something like that, but it's also a great place if you have kids. There's tons of rides. Now just know that the $22, we actually did the math, $22 entry tickets do not include rides. So those are extra and you will have to pay for that. Okay, so I have an interesting question for those who know a lot about Copenhagen, or maybe they're from Denmark. Can you tell me why there's typically like a Denmark flag on some of the tables? I was wondering if it was because it was just identifying those who speak Danish, but I thought it was interesting. I've just noticed that that flag has been on like at like a few tables at pretty much every single restaurant that I went to. So I've always been curious as to what that little flag means. So if you know, please comment down below so I can learn something. All right, so we are headed actually to see a very unique thing here in Copenhagen. There is actually a festival of lights, but it's done with kayaks on the little canal area. So we're gonna go check that out and take a look. Now this only happens tonight, so it starts at 5:15 tonight, so it's already going to be quite dark by then. So hopefully you all enjoy the little festival of parades. Well, that was fun. That was probably the most busy metro I think I've ever been on. And we lost Kayla, so now I got to see if I can find her. So that was pretty much pure chaos. I didn't really realize how well advertised that was. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here, but thanks for watching. Tomorrow we have to take a train to Hamburg. So we're gonna try to do one day in Hamburg just to hit up the Christmas market there. So I've got to book a hotel for that tonight, but I do have our train seats, so we are going to make it. And I think that's it. So follow along, subscribe. We do appreciate it.